Now let's talk a little bit about hand expression. This is key. Even if you're going to breastfeed your baby at the beginning, learning how to hand express, I would recommend for everyone. If you're going to be exclusively pumping, if you're going to breastfeed from the beginning, this is key to learn. So you can use this to collect your colostrum when you're pregnant from 36 to 37 weeks. You could do this 1 to 3 times a day whenever you want to do it. And store those syringes of colostrum in your freezer because they are your insurance policy. So if you are going to express, you know you're exclusively expressing from the beginning. If you're not getting anything out of your breasts at the beginning, you know you have those syringes to give your baby. And the same is said if you're going to breastfeed in the beginning and then go to pumping. If your baby doesn't latch initially, you know you've got something to feed your baby because we need to feed your baby in the first couple of hours of their life. So let's get started. Obviously first, wash your hands. I don't know why I need to say this, but it's key. It's key to be sterile. So what you're going to do then is do a little bit of massage. So you can do just some gentle rubbing. You can do, it's called breast gymnastics, where you're just gently moving your breasts around. Often the first time when I suggest doing this to clients, I say, try it in the shower, try it when you're lovely and relaxed, or try it in the bath. You don't need any syringes right now. Just see how you feel and find your sweet spot. And the sweet spot is where you need to be stimulating your breast to get your milk out or get your colostrum out. So you're going to make a C shape with your thumb and forefinger, and you're wanting to come 2 to 3 centimeters back from the base of the nipple. So not 2 to 3 centimeters back from your areola, because your areola is the area around your nipple, and your nipple is the part that protrudes, or maybe you have inverted nipples, so it would be the area where there's a change in texture or where the dimple is. And you're going 2 to 3 centimeters back, and what you're going to want to do is just squeeze and release. So you're just compressing the breast and releasing. Compress and release. So you're going to do one area, and then what you want to be doing is the whole clock face of your breast. So you're going to move around to another side and squeeze and release. And you're going to have either the syringe here catching it, or you can have a little sterile cup. So you'd have to sterilize whatever you're going to use. The colostrum syringes come sterile, so you don't need to sterilize those. And then you might need to move to your other hand to do the rest of your breast. One key thing to say about your sweet spot is that for some mums, yes, it's 2 to 3 centimeters back from the nipple. For other mums, it might be a bit further back, or it might be a bit further forward. So if when you do it, you're not seeing any glisten on the nipple after a few minutes, I would have a play around with positioning on where you need to be compressing and squeezing your breast. And then all you're going to want to see at the beginning is a glisten. So say if you're in the shower or the bath, you don't have any collection devices nearby, and you're just testing this out. If you see a glisten, you've nailed it. And then that's where you're going to be squeezing your breast next time when you do have a syringe or cup ready to collect your colostrum or milk. So once you finish one breast, you're going to move on to the other breast. And I will talk about the storage of your breast milk in the booklet that I have given you with this course. And so I will mention a little bit further on later in the course about how if your baby doesn't feed after birth, or if you're exclusively expressing, you're going to want to be doing this hand expression every 2 to 3 hours for the first 24 hours before you start putting on a pump, because this is the best way to get the colostrum out of your breast, because it's so sticky and it's such in small quantities that actually if you use a pump, you lose those precious few mils that you get out of your breast because it just sticks to the side and doesn't go anywhere. So it's really hard to suction up with a syringe. So I would always suggest starting with hand expression, and that's why it's so good to learn how to do it before your baby arrives, because actually before your baby arrives is typically less stressful than when your baby is here. And so getting used to your breasts, how you're handling them, where your sweet spot is key.